I have a question for you. How has like changing environments affected you mentally?
Having to adapt differently. So for me, I'll tell you, when I was in Gaston, a part of Gaston I was at was in the hood.
You was already in Gaston, you said enough.
Yeah.
You in the hood part is crazy.
Yeah, so mind you, in the environment that I was at, I had a dude that I knew killed somebody. Mm-hmm. There was always a lot of guns, always a lot of things going on down there. So I'll tell you, before I moved to Gaston, I was with my aunt. Mm-hmm. My aunt, my uncle, everybody in my dad's house religious. Okay. So that being said, being in a religious household, hey, you gotta go to church Sunday. You gotta watch the church service when COVID was around. Mm-hmm. You gotta watch church service. You gotta get up a certain time and do certain things. Mm-hmm. When I moved to Gaston, it wasn't like that. It was like you could just do whatever you want. Mm-hmm. So in Gaston, there was a bunch of gunshots. It was a car that exploded. I have an actual clip of the car that blew up. Yeah, it was a car that blew up. It was a bunch of fights. I got to 2 fights down there. Mm-hmm. I got jumped. Like, it was bad. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it was a bunch of stuff like that I had to kind of work around. Now, it was a rough time at that time because I was 18. But of course, as I got into college, as I moved to college, it was more like now I don't know nobody here. Mm-hmm. I knew Roland. I knew some people from when I went to Lexington. Mm-hmm. You know, it was just that. You know what I'm saying? So I adapted to being around people at Lexington. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And as much as time grew, some of us may fall off. I got more friends. I had more other people. I met you. I met other cats like, like OG. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like,
shouts out to OG.
Yeah. It was like, well, I had to branch out. So when I tell you I had to adapt, I definitely had to adapt, and I won't mention what happened. Yeah. But just know I told you the situation that's causing me not to talk to people like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I had to adapt. I can't always be around my friend or people because I'm getting distracted from what I want to do in this future. Mm. See, if you put your friends first, if you go to college, if you put your friends first and you don't put your studies first, then you gonna mess up. Especially if they were dramatic, especially if they were people that was not benefiting you to success, that's not pushing you to be successful.
Right.
That's
experience it. You're gonna experience it. Like me personally, in high school I was just very well known. I couldn't go nowhere in the school hallway. Mind you, like it was like a university at my school, but you couldn't go nowhere at internet school. Somebody didn't know me, but I was alone at the same time. Everybody knew me, but not everybody knew me. If that makes sense. And I didn't have like real like close friends or like a clique or nothing. So I got to college and I got my little clique, and then I found out real quick of like, okay, like you like to partake in things that are new to me and I don't really do. I'll go, like I'm just there, you know what I'm saying? Like not saying it wasn't fun, nothing illegal. But nothing illegal, just for the camera's sake. Just like maybe like a party there or two, or just like a hangout or whatever. Just things that I don't usually partake in because like, I had like a goal. Like I was never like, I was always goal oriented. I was very focused, and I wasn't really acclimated about like being around a whole lot of people or having people close to me. Like that was my one thing is that like if I didn't have nobody close enough to hurt me, they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so like I got some friends, I had a little clique at one point, and then like it's kind of like questions of like, why do you work so much, or like, like, you know, like, and I just had a certain circumstance that people really could never understand because they have parents. You know what I'm saying? And so like they have like a little bit of help. I'm not saying that they're aided completely. Like they still have to work for what they have, but I wasn't really, and not victimizing myself, it's just that I just didn't have a whole lot of help. Or guidance of like what to do. I kind of had to find it out on my own and fight to find it out and put myself in quote unquote white spaces in order to find stuff out, you know. And so yeah, I definitely understand that. And then like I don't have the same friends that I started out with. I really don't. And then because drama accumulates. And then also them kind of not understanding like where you're coming from with certain things. I was like also like, I gotta get this money, or like I gotta, you know, like it's just certain things that people wouldn't necessarily like have a full understanding about.
Right.
So I get you on that. And then like, especially like if you are paying for your own tuition, you can't afford to fund the class. You can't afford to fail the class. I'm not failing the class because I'm sitting up 4 in the morning with you. Or like I'm just kicking it with you, or like there's drama going on in the friend group. Like I'm not about to risk or jeopardize what like my future. Period.
Right. Period. Because there's so much in store that if I mess up, it's not gonna benefit me.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So when anybody who's in the situation where they don't possibly have financial aid, or they might not have nowhere to go, and they don't have housing, or something like that, like. For me, especially since Labor Day, that Labor Day, that exact day when it happened, I switched everything. Yeah. Like I said, bro, like I adjusted more. The only time you'll see me is when I choose to come out.
Yeah, I mean, and that's how you gotta be.
If I had to come out, it was only because of school. It was only because of work. You won't see me at no party. Right. You won't see me at no USC Aiken events. I'm just focused on myself.
Right.
At the time when we had the studio, I was always, and I told you this just an hour ago, I was at the studio till 1 o'clock in the morning just because I wanted to not be around everybody in that time. Because if I left at 8, people were still up, people were still on the balcony just talking and all that stuff. I waited till everyone was inside, so that I can focus on going back to the dorm and just not worry about people saying anything or doing anything.
Yeah, you focusing on your craft, especially like if you got a vision, you gotta go after that vision, and like as like, cause this is art. I want you to know that this is a form of art, especially like in an artist mindset. Like as soon as like you have your mindset or something, or you didn't call it a glimpse or a vision or something, you gotta do it. Right. You just gotta do it. You have to produce that. Like it's like being woken up out of your sleep at 3 in the morning, God's trying to tell you something, write it down, worship, do something. It's trying to get you to produce something, to get something out of it. And like, if they ain't put food on my table or paying for my tuition, I'm sorry. Like I gotta focus on me and my craft, but also like more important, first and foremost, more importantly, is like where does God want a guy be? Who does he want me to be around?
Right.
And then like you'll get a feeling of like who he doesn't really want you inside, and it may not be like anything harmful. It's just that person was meant for a season. I tell you, it's hard for people to be seasonal and to know that people are seasonal. It's hard to, for me personally, it's hard to accept some people are seasonal because you're like, dang, like we so cool, we so close, like, or we were like this, or we were like that. But sometimes like God is like, hey, like I had them there for a season. You've outgrown that season, or like you had your purpose in that season. I need you to come over